The Shortness of Life by Seneca, by far one of my favorite books, and this is one of those books that I believe that everyone out there should read at some point in their lives. Now, I myself have personally read this book around 5 times, and every time I read it, I get something different because it's so amazing and it's so great and it's so short and sweet. It only takes 1 hour to listen to it and like 30 minutes to actually read it. On top of that, guys, in this book review, we're going to go over all the 3 main details in this book. So if you listen to this video and you watch the entire thing, in reality, you won't have to read this book, but I still recommend you still read the book. And if you don't know me, guys, my name is TommyBryson. I'm an accountant, and I upload videos on YouTube every single day, not just book reviews. I only do that on Sundays, but I upload videos on making more money, credit cards, whatever you can think of that makes you money and helps you with knowledge. I'm making a video about it. So make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so then that way I know that you like these videos. On top of that, I want to ask you one question. What book did you read today or this week, or didn't you read any book? Comment down below and please be honest, because if you're reading a book, I can read it and then do a review on it next Sunday. Or if you're not reading a book, let me know in the comments down below, why haven't you read a book this week? So now that you commented, I want to jump in straight into the video and actually talk about what the book is actually about. But before I get there, I want to clarify one thing. And here's the thing I want to clarify. Tommy, what is this book about? What's the overall abstract continuity, all those fancy words? What's the book about? Okay, and basically it's a very simple book. It's a book about the shortness of time and how when people don't take advantage of time, they find it to be short. It's a book about life and about how to use it well, so then by the time your time comes, if it's today or tomorrow, no matter your age, you can find as if you lived a very fulfilling life. And I want to get straight into what the 3 main features are, but I want you guys to comment down below. Let me know, does it sound like a very interesting book to you so far? Does it sound like a book you'd want to read? Or does it just sound depressing and morbid and you don't even want to hear about it anymore? Comment down below and let me know. So now that you commented, I want to jump in straight into the main 3 takeaways. Now, I do want to tell you guys this. By the end of this video, I'm going to share one of the most personal things I ever shared on this channel ever. So if you want to stick around for that, make sure you watch the entire video. And here's the thing, guys. The first main takeaway is this. Life is not short, but long enough for the man that makes the best of it. Now, what I mean is this, okay? Basically, life is long enough as long as you know how to use it. Now, I personally know a lot of people out there that tell me, Tommy, I'm too old to do that. They're 40. I'm too old to do that. I'm too young to do this. They're 18, 24. I can't accomplish this, you know? And when I compare them to, for example, why don't you do that? You know, well, I can't. I just can't. Okay, I'm too old. I'm too young. Well, what about Mark Zuckerberg? What about Bill Gates? What about Alexander the Great? A guy that never lost a battle in 15 years, and on top of that, managed to conquer and build an empire across 3 continents in less than 32 years. Well, you know, they're just special. In reality, no, that's not true. People just make excuses all the time, and here's the thing. If you don't start living your life now, you'll never actually start living at all. That's one of the most important things, and that's why I stopped saying, like, well, you know, life is so short. We only get 85 years, maybe 100 years if we're lucky. In reality, life is long enough. As long as you use it correctly, you spend time with the people you want to spend it with, you do the things you're supposed to be doing, you should be good at the end of life. But a lot of people die with a lot of regrets, and it's because they don't know how to use life. So number 2, old age does not equate to a long life. Now, what I mean is this. You might see a person with gray hair, older, 85, 65, whatever you want to call it old. You know, it's all about how you feel inside. No, there's biology to this. You know, if you're old, you're old. If you're young, you're young. If you're middle, you're middle. Okay, that's all I'm talking about. Here's my thing. That does not mean that person lived a long life. And that's why you see so many people that want to start living their life as soon as their life is about to end. You see a lot of people when they're on their deathbed and they're about to pass away, they're surrounded by all their friends and the people, and the first thing they say is like, I don't want to go. You know, life was short. Life was unjust. I can't believe this happened. My kids, I never did this. I never did that. And it's all because you never really lived. You only passed time. And now that you see life is about to end, now you want to take advantage. And it doesn't work like that. That's why it's so important. Then, by the way, guys, for example, right now, I'm 22 years old. And I can tell you this vividly and confidently. If I were to pass away tomorrow, I would feel okay with that. I wouldn't really mind. Like, I'll be upset about it, obviously. But in reality, I know that every single day I'm working towards what I want to work with. And I want to build what I want to build. But I'm doing it every single day. A lot of people out there, they might say, well, you know, I'm not going to start making videos. I'm not going to start doing what I want to do. I'm not going to start setting goals. I'm not going to go to college. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that, right? And then when the time comes, it's kind of like, wow, life was so short. It was so unjust. It's all about doing what you have to do on a daily basis and getting to where you want to get to. And that's what it really means. Old age does not mean a long life. Old age does not mean knowledge either. So just think about that before you start listening to old people. Now, the third takeaway and the main takeaway is this. People are greedy with money, but not with their time. Tommy, what do you mean by this? For example, we all know at this point, hopefully, that time is finite, meaning that you won't really have a million years to actually live a life. You only have a finite amount of time, and you can do that with statistics. Maybe 105 years old, maybe 85 on average. Like, it all depends, but it's finite, and we all know it's gonna end. Money is infinite. Tommy, you're lying, you know? Money isn't infinite. There's finite amount out there, blah, blah, blah. What I mean is this, okay? You can amass a ton of wealth, more wealth than you could possibly spend, okay? That's completely possible. So in reality, when I see people out there that sacrifice 65 years of their, well, 45 if you're starting when you're 20, 45 years of their life in a corporate setting or doing whatever they want to do, and all they're doing it for is one thing: money, surviving, and bills. That's all they do. That's all they worry about. And here's my thing. When the time comes, they'll say this, you know, I should have been more greedy with my time than with money, because I should have spent more time with my family doing what I want to do, chase what I wanted to chase, rather than chasing money and just like having a corporate job. Tommy, you're such a hypocrite. You make a video every single day. That's true, except the hypocrite part. I just make a video every single day. But in reality, here's my thing, guys. I work out every single day. I make a video every single day. I hang out with my family every single day, and I'm happy every single day. How do I do this? Well, I do it because I schedule my entire time. My time is important. Not every single person can just come in my time and just take it away from me because I don't allow it. And you should be very, very greedy with your time and who you decide to give it to, especially when you're giving it to mindless TV, mindless television, and things that don't really benefit you. And that's why I really like this book. Now, I did promise you guys one thing, but before I tell you that, comment down below and let me know which aspect of these three is your favorite one and why. Let me know what you think about this book so far. Let me know if you understand what life really is, and if you really want to get this book. Comment down below and let me know. And I promise you guys I was going to share with you something that's very personal and dear to my heart. And I remember a long time, by the way, I'm not Shakespeare, okay? So just relax. Now, I remember back in college, I was at home, and my girlfriend was at her house, and I started talking to her over the phone, and I told her a whole bunch of stuff. I got super emotional. I don't want to talk about that. But eventually, she heard me say so many things. She told me, Tommy, why don't you put this into words and actually have me write it down for you? And she did exactly that, and I said everything, and she wrote it down, and now I have this. And this is called like a spoken word or poem, whatever you want to call it. I read it to a whole bunch of people that are really close to me, and they all started crying for some strange reason. And I just want to share with you guys, and let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this? If you like it, if you don't like it, just comment down below. On top of that, if you search TommyBryson, the old man poem, like, you will find this on YouTube. I did this like entire performance like for my college, and it was great, but I want to share it with you guys because it's not really that important. Now, I wrote this on September 11, 2016 at 2:13 p.m. No, I'm not like a hypnotist. I just read it from my notes, okay? I have like the entire date right here. And it's called The Old Man. Now, I'm going to read it to you guys right now. So here it is. I met this man who looks just like me. He had the same dreams I did, but never got them. As I asked him all that happened, he looked at me and said, life happened. I said, what happened to your dreams and ambitions? He said, as I grew older, I put them behind me and I began to forget. As I grew older, I became okay with just passing time and getting by. But what about regrets? Do you have any? He smiled at me and told me, of course, don't we all, my child? I regret a lot of things, but more than anything, I regret life itself. I paused for a second as a smile turned to a frown. I couldn't understand how a lovely old man could be so down. He looked at me, fixed his frown, and questioned my regrets. I looked at him, fixed my face, and stood tall and said, regrets I have none till now. He smiled and put his head down, closed his eyes and looked around. A little shy and a little sad, he started looking more and more like an old man. I asked him what's wrong. He said nothing. It's just I'm too old. I asked him what happened. He said, with what? With all your dreams and all the passion you had. He smiled and said, when reality hits, everything shifts. And what seems like a sure thing gets washed up instead. I still kept at it and asked again, what about your purpose? Did you forget? He told me I wanted everything but got nothing instead. I looked at him straight in the eyes and said, did you at least try? He looked around, even up and down. Then he said, it seemed too hard and I must admit I was afraid. Even I began to doubt my dreams as he spoke. He glanced at me and said, please don't. Don't get sad because of me, for I am who you don't want to be. I couldn't believe the words he spoke. I asked him why. He said, because I gave up. He started crying and covered his face. He said, my child, my life should come to an end. I didn't know this man, but his wounds hurt me too. I tried to smile and tell him not to cry. He looked at me and said, how could I? For I only have one day to live and enough regrets for a lifetime. I couldn't believe what he said, but more than anything, I couldn't believe he would spend his last day with me. I tried to see what I could say, but how could I if I have yet to live myself? Then I asked him, what should I do? He smiled and said, I'm you. He said, my child, don't look back. You keep going and watch your back. For only one thing matters, and that's your life, so spend it doing what you like. For passing time is for the foolish, and only those that live will understand. With every word he said, his voice got weaker. As he took his final breath, I started to cry. He said, it's okay, I'll always love you, but just make sure we never meet again. As he faded away, I came to realize that only I had a say. I wiped my tears and started to smile, for youth is precious, but so is time. From today till the day I die, I will live with no heartaches inside. TommyBryson. Now, I wrote this myself, and it was before I actually read this book. I swear to God. And my main thing is this, guys. Comment down below right now and let me know, what do you feel when you heard that entire spoken word or whatever it is, right? And here's what I think. When I wrote this, I was frustrated with a lot of things in my life. But on top of that, I was going through something with my dad, because you guys already know, my dad was sick. He passed away. And I remember this, right? I remember my entire purpose in life is that I want to live a life where I'm not old and I look back to my younger self and I say well, if I had done this, if I had done that, that's the life that I don't want to live. And guys, it's a very emotional thing, but for sure, I do think it's kind of it kind of goes together with this book review. And that's why I put it in here. And the main thing is this, life is very important. Life is not short, it's just long enough, as long as you take care of it and you treat it with respect. And that's exactly what I do on a daily basis. That's why I take my job, my work, my dreams, my life, my family, my purpose, my friends, you guys. That's why I take all this stuff so seriously, because I know at any moment, anything can happen. And if anything does happen, am I going to be happy or I'm going to have regrets? As always, guys, thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, leave a big thumbs up. Make sure you like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a ton. And make sure you turn on notifications, so then that way you get notified every time I post a new video. On top of that, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno, just DM me on Instagram at TommyBryson. I'm always there, always replying to DMs, always guarantee. I'll see you guys next time on the next video. Thanks for watching, and peace. Hope you enjoyed.
You've got to start at the bottom.